Hey guys, it's Jordan with 4Runner Lifestyle. Today I have one of our team members, Nate, here, who has brought his early 5th gen 4Runner, and today we're going to talk about it. Okay, Nate, so you've brought us today your early 5th gen 4Runner. Tell us, what year is this? What trim level? What did you bring us today?
So it's 2010 SR5. It's got 276K on the dash. I've had it for over 6 years now. Kind of at first wanted to keep it as like a low-key build. That didn't last very long. So yeah, just right on the front. I went with the Backwoods Hi-Lite, the pre-runner front bumper. I love it. It's an aluminum shell, and then where it matters, it has the steel winch cradle. Obviously, it don't have a winch in it, but I love the front bull bar. I just think it's like my favorite part of the build. So that's been awesome. It's helped save on weight, and
it's helped us a few times on the trails.
Yeah, it's sweet. This thing's awesome.
And then what are you running for lighting? You got a ton of lighting up front here.
Yeah, so I went with all Heretic, everything. They're Utah local based. I was a huge fan of like the true amber look. So for fog lights, I've got their driving combo, and then for behind the front grille, I've got a 30-inch amber and a combo as well. I've got my ditch lights are flood, and then up top I've got a 40-inch and a combo.
Okay, sweet. So you're doing all Heretic, everything.
All Heretic,
how's the light output on these?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like zombie apocalypse vibe. Like it's all amber and it's crisp. Being out in Utah, it like cuts through all the snow and fog, and
it looks sweet.
It's awesome.
Just sitting here here, like the amber, you can really tell like that is the color that's putting out. It's
I know there's some lights in the industry that are amber. They still just like look
like yellow,
white,
or white.
Yellow, So I like that it's amber on and off. So.
Yeah, and then tell us about your headlights here.
Yeah, so I've got the Alpharexes. I just went with the highest trim level. It's got a really cool startup sequence, and to match the amber pods, I went with the amber DRLs.
Cool.
The 4 projectors are sweet. The light output's insane.
Nice.
So
and with these projectors, like, is it all 4 on at all times, or is like
it's 3, and then when you go brights, it's 4. Cool. And then the light cutoff is good. I had in the stock housing just LED bulbs before, and was getting flashed every other day, so decided to go aftermarket.
And the cutoff line on these is like crazy.
It's perfect. I love it. And then obviously I love the blacked out look too with the theme of the build. So
yeah, no, it looks really, really intimidating with the lighting setup you have here. And then I see you got a bug deflector here.
Yeah, just a bug deflector for Utah roads are gnarly. I've got some chips on the window, some stuff that made it through the bug deflector.
Have you felt like this has kept your hood pretty protected?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we kind of just looking at everybody else's cars that don't have it. Yeah, kind of can see little chips right there.
Rock chips all along the front.
Yeah, so I like it. Plus, it's just another added black accessory.
Yeah.
So.
And what brand is this?
AVS.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
And they can find that on the website as well.
Yep.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Well, the front end of your rig is looking absolutely menacing. Let's talk about wheels and tires and just the rest of the build.
Sweet.
Okay, so Nate, we've moved to your wheels and tires. Tell us a little bit about the setup that you're running.
Yep, so I've got the Dirty Life compound wheels. Did those all around. They're -12 offset, and I've got that paired with 1.25" Spidertrax wheel spacers, just because I love the stance and I love the poke.
And with those Spidertrax, I know like a lot of people are hesitant to run spacers. Have you had any issues with those?
No, I've actually like had those when I had like all season tires on the car, and I just really liked the poke, and so I've had the Spidertrax on probably for 5 or 6 years now.
Okay.
Like, it's like one of the first things that I did.
And
so.
I mean, your truck has 275,000 miles, so you probably had those on for a minute.
They've been chilling. So those have worked great. I've got KM3 285 75 17s. I need to do a body mount chop. They do rub just a tiny bit on there, but with the C4 oversized fitment kit, it flexes pretty good.
Yeah, you got a lot more room in here. And
yep, absolutely.
It brings that inner fender like way higher, which is
and I just love the look of it. It looks really good.
And then what are you running for front suspension?
So in the front, I've just got the introductory Old Man Emu suspension. Got that all around with, and then I went out and I wanted to do like kind of like an OEM lower. So I did, it's an Australian company called Super Pros. So I did their like Overland series lower control arms. They have polyurethane bushings, so those have been super silky.
Way
really
better
like
than
them.
OEM.
Yeah, I love them. So I did that, and then I've got
Old Man Emu upper.
Old Man Emu upper control arms, yep, and then Duro bumps, and I've got like the heavy for the Old Man Emu suspension.
Okay.
Just because the
you're running a front bumper,
light, yeah, but so decided to do that, and then I also have their Backwoods' connector skid, and then it CBI full skids throughout, and so yeah, the extra weight, I went with the heavy.
And this has kept you pretty level, and you're not hitting this top fender at all.
No, not especially not after the oversized fitment kit, so it flexes out really well.
Yeah, that's even a product I've been kind of looking at. It's just a lot more convenient. You get rid of the plastic inner fender liner.
I love it. So, and then with that as well, I've also got the arc splash guards just to clean up the housing a little bit. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a sweet setup. How has it been riding like on trails, on the road?
Love it. Absolutely love it. I had some Bilsteins before, and I just rode them for way too long.
Yeah.
So when I actually switched the lowers, the uppers, to Old Man Emu all at once. So switched all that out.
It was a pretty big difference.
Yeah,
getting on the road.
It's kind of like automatic. So I love it. It's pretty dialed.
Cool. And then just kind of moving along to the side of your vehicle, I see you got some aftermarket turn signals here.
Yep, yeah, I snagged those 4Runner lifestyles, just turn signals, wanted to keep the theme with the blacked out look.
Yeah.
So those are amber sequential and a smoked lens, and I really love them.
Cool. And then moving up here, you got a roof rack, but this is a little bit different than what we normally see in a lot of these Overland rigs.
Yeah, so this is Backwoods' roof rack. I really love it. It's got a lot of modularity, and it's been awesome. It's super sturdy. So.
And then something different I noticed about this one is a lot of these roof racks you see just 2 slots. These crossbars are a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So they're there's 3 channels, so it's pretty sturdy. I haven't had any issues like with just strength, and the crossbars are beefy.
Still looks great. You've been running this for a minute.
They're awesome, and I love it.
Yeah, and then moving down here, extra armor, you got some sliders on.
Yeah, I went with the Backwoods sliders as well. That's the theme of the build. So everything except for the full skids below is Backwoods, and those sliders have been awesome.
Haven't had to use them yet?
I
already nicked them right down here.
If I would have had the sliders before, I wouldn't have that dent in the side of the door. So. But no, they've been awesome. Haven't had any other new dents, so they've been great.
Tip of the day, if you're going off-road, sliders definitely make a difference.
Absolutely.
So. Cool. Well, this build is looking insane so far. Let's move around back. You got a pretty cool bumper on the back of this rig as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we moved around to the back of your 4Runner. Tell us right here what rear window Molle panel are you running?
Yeah, so I've got the Rego exterior Molle panel. I just had some extra gas and water on it. Just seamlessly attaches to the Backwoods rack. So
nice. And so how does this attach? Is it just a couple bolts?
Yeah, it's just 4 bolts and then suction cups. So it's super sturdy.
Pretty simple install.
Yeah, it doesn't move. Yeah, really easy, like 10-15 minutes.
Cool. And then your taillights here. These are one of my favorite 4Runner taillights. I think I've said it before on the channel, but tell us what these are.
Yeah, so these are the Morimoto XB taillights, the V1s.
They're so
love
sick.
them, love them, love them. This is my only aftermarket taillight that I've ever done.
Yeah.
And had
for good
for
reason.
a while. Yeah. And so I was super stoked when we were able to get that like exclusive to where they're only available at 4Runner Lifestyle.
I know, and they're so sick. They got the sequential. I think the brake light looks insane.
Yeah, it's sweet. I love it.
Best looking taillight out there in my opinion. And then this bumper is sweet. Tell us about this bumper.
So this is the Backwoods Adventure rear bumper dual swing out. Unfortunately, they discontinued it for now, but keeping
fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Keeping the theme with the front, it's a dual, so it's hybrid with the steel and aluminum.
Yeah.
So the bumper itself is steel, and then the swing arms are aluminum.
Okay, so just using the best of both worlds there.
Absolutely.
Cool. And then you're able to mount the spare tire on that, and then what do you have going on right here?
So I've got the spare, as well as my jerry can holders. I have 2 jerry cans. And then on the side right here, I have the Expedition Essentials propane tank mount. Okay. And then this is still just Backwoods' jerry can holder, which they call it Jerry's can holder. So shout out Jerry. Yep.
Sweet. And then tell us, with this bumper, like I know it's a hybrid, so it's not weighing as much.
Yeah.
With that, what springs are you running?
So I put on the heavy Icon springs in the back.
Okay.
And then I've got, I believe, a 3-inch extended Duro bump that I installed, and then just still that old Man Emu shock in the rear.
Cool. So still running the heavy even with the bumper.
Yep.
Cool.
So.
And then this is something really cool about these Backwoods roof racks. You're able to put these chase lights right here.
Yeah,
so what chase lights are you running?
I love it. It's super sweet. I've seen a few different ways of people being able to do it. But I've just got Heretic's BA2s, and I've got those in a flood, just so I can see down, kind of like behind me.
A crazy clean look.
Yeah.
Like you're just able to throw those on there.
Yeah, super seamless install. Before, it had just a plate covering it, and so if you wanted to keep it, it doesn't.
Which
you
it
just
still
don't
looks
have 2
clean.
holes. Yeah, it looks really good. But obviously, I opted into doing chase lights out the back, so you just cut those up.
And then if people wanted to fit like a diode SSC2 or a Baja S2, they could in
super standard. Yep.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Well, the rear end is looking amazing on this build. I love this rear bumper. Hopefully they make it in the future. Let's check out some of the things you got going on the inside of your truck. Okay, Nate, so we're on the inside of your 4Runner now. First thing that I notice is this mirror. Tell us about that.
So I've got the Wolfbox G900. I need to relocate it in the rear, but it works for now. As well as I actually had an extra camera. So it's kind of ghetto, but I mounted a front camera on my bumper. So before I hit the trails, it's as simple as just popping out the rear camera and plugging in the front one.
Yeah.
So I can kind of like see my lines and see what's in front of me. Yeah, it looks really good.
And then I've seen with these that they just record full time. So you're able to use it as like a
you can use it as a dash cam too, and it'll automatically, I've noticed and found this out on the trails, but if I've kind of like smack a rock or something, it automatically with the shake of the vehicle will save it. So if you do get into an accident, you can have that clip. Yeah.
So and you are able to adjust that, because I know like for us, we're going off road.
Yeah.
You don't want it saving every bump that you hit.
Yeah, exactly.
You're able to adjust that to kind of meet your needs. So
yep, it's sweet.
That's really cool. I have one in mine. I absolutely love this product from Wolfbox. And then you also got a GPS too, so it keeps track of where you are.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Cool.
It's a good unit.
And then for all of your lighting, how are you controlling all of that?
So right now, I've just got my aux beam that I placed right here. It's worked great. I haven't had any issues.
And that's the 8-gang one, right?
Yeah, and I've only got 5, 6 filled up. So.
So plenty of room still.
Yeah, I've got 2 more switches to get use out of. So.
Yeah, this is a super awesome product. Like if you are just trying to do like a quick switch panel, the aux beams are great. And then looks like you have some overlays. And
I liked the blackout look, so I went with the overlays. And then I also have a Kenwood head unit, so it's got Apple CarPlay, and
which is a game changer.
Which I don't think, this is a 2010, and I've had this for the entirety of it, and so I think I had CarPlay before like the 2019 4Runner. So,
which is crazy.
Yeah, so it's been sweet, and it also can play movies, so
it's a plus.
It's a nice little plus. And
on the road trips.
I just got a little quad lock mount where I'm able to put my phone. I have a Rego dash mount, haven't installed it yet, so this has been perfect because I just love it being just flat, and when I have like Onyx on my head unit and I can use the phone, it's just in the same spot. So.
And with that Rego dash mount, where does that go?
So it's gonna go right here, and then in the early 5th gen models, our mile range is right here.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go with a dash mount that wouldn't cover my, because I like seeing the range mile. I have it on the scan gauge too, and it's a little bit more up to date than what that is, but I still just really liked the simplicity of the Rego.
It's nice that yours has that, because mine's a 14. I don't even know how much.
I love it. It's I push it to the limits.
Yeah.
So.
And then you mentioned the scan gauge here. What is this keeping track of? And like, how have you used it?
I use the scan gauge 3 mainly for that. Like I have the lift, I have all the armor, and it does a really good job at kind of like dialing in a more accurate miles per gallon.
Yeah.
So I think on the dash it says I get like 14, but on here it's saying I get around like 15.5.
Okay. So a little bit better.
So yeah, a little bit better, which I feel like it reflects. Like this will say I'm out of miles, and this says I'll have like another 20 plus. And I know Toyota has like that extended range, like with the extra 3, but it's kind of nice, like knowing, because I feel like that shows me that extra.
And this just plugs into your OBD2, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Super
so you're
easy.
able to keep track of engine codes, engine temp, all of that stuff through here.
Yeah, battery. I can see the voltage of my battery, and
that's really nice, because then if you see if anything is
drawing more, it's super really sweet. So pretty simple front. I got my passenger princess right here, so she's always right there. But
and then
it's a good spot.
With the SR5, I know like the seats normally cloth. Looks like you got some leather seats in here.
Yeah, I went with the PRP, and I did it full front and rear with the red stitching, just kind of to go with the theme. I have a little bit of like red accents throughout the car, and so the leather's been a huge upgrade. I love it.
Yeah, it looks great and pretty easy install as
well.
I
mean, it took me a few hours. I think I could have been a little bit more OCD, but I think the fitment turned out great.
I mean, it looks great. Like,
I love it. So.
Compared to getting like full seat replacements, this is a great option to have.
Absolutely.
So. Yeah, well, the front of your 4Runner is looking awesome. With these vehicles, you're able to do a lot with the back, and I know you've done some modifications to the back, so let's check that out.
Sweet.
Okay, so in the rear hatch of your 4Runner, I've seen a couple of different builds where people have done like drawer systems and stuff, but you got a couple of Molle panels back here.
Yeah, so I went with the Cali Rays Molle panels. I just really loved how it extended all the way down, and then I did their upper shelf. So it's nice to kind of just stuff some stuff. Usually if I'm getting ready for a camping trip, this have like a lot more crap in there, and I've got a drawer system. I just don't have it in right now. But yeah, just a good way to store a bunch of my Molle panel bags, and then when I have my drawer system, I have a Smittybilt fridge, and so that thing's been pretty
ready
sweet
for everything.
Yeah. So
with this top shelf Molle panel, can you adjust it, like the height of it?
There's a couple different options. So I opted for the upper one, but they do have a mid-height that mounts kind of right as it stops and goes flat right there.
So it just kind of depends on what
so this one's stationary.
Okay. Cool. That's awesome. Well, this is sweet. It looks like you can pack a ton of gear in here. You're ready for any trip. Thanks for bringing your rig out, man. This thing is awesome.
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorite 4Runner builds out there, so appreciate you bringing it in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Thanks, Nate, for bringing your awesome 5th Gen 4Runner over for us to check out. If people want to keep up to date on this build, where can they find you?
Yeah, just on Instagram, 4Runner Nate, below average content. So check it out there.
It's pretty sweet. He's taking this thing on some pretty cool trails, so it's definitely worth a follow. If you guys want to check out anything on his build, you can find it on 4runnerlifestyle.com. And if you want to see more content with these builds or any other adventures that we go on as a company, make sure you're subscribed to 4Runner Lifestyle on YouTube. Thanks, guys.